Yeah, there's plenty of great footballers for both clubs on the field. Isabel Kelly, we get to see her with the number 6 on her back, so yet to see that within the NRLW. We saw her slot in at fullback, usually particularly rep footy in the centres, but she'll get in there and help that woman there, Tara Aiken. She'll steer the ship for the Roosters today. The 7 on her back, she's got a wonderful kicking game, but she'll tee up a lot of their attacks. So I expect Isabel Kelly just to be that strong ball runner and help with a little bit of organisation, particularly on the left edge. But I'm looking forward to seeing how that halves pairing goes, because they're a little bit tested in the depth of their outside backs, and that's what gifted Sam Bremner the opportunity to come back.
Roosters have won their past 3 games against the Broncos. Oh, it's a mess of a kickoff. Strange lets it go into touch. Well, it's a mess of a kickoff if you're a Roosters supporter.
Oh, that obviously there's a bit of sunlight over there, and it was a very smart kickoff by the Broncos. Put straight under pressure here, and she lost sight of it there.
So now this is going to put the Broncos immediately on the attack. As I say, the Roosters have won their past 3 against the Broncos. A home game here for the Roosters today. Adams comes out left and then tried to pass it to Hafanga, and she's knocked it on. So we're back at square one.
Yeah, you can't blame fatigue for that one. Maybe early nerves within the game, but she was coming back at an angle that I thought would be dangerous. She can be really dangerous, Hafanga, coming back at inside shoulders of those defenders. But again, just it was a sit-up.
Maybe she got a bit excited because that gap really opened up for her there, Ferdo.
So now we'll see the Roosters have the first run with the football. An awkward start for both sides, but we are underway now. And it'll be played and sent back in toward the middle to Hopawati, who's going to play at about 15, her own side of the halfway line. And then at the play the ball, Hopawati is going to be taken by Brianna Clark and company, just her own side of the halfway line. At the play the ball, Davis goes on her own, good run, but a good tackle to bring her down there from the great Romy Teitzel, former Tully Tiger, as the Roosters now have it 30 metres out from the Broncos line. Davis is at dummy half once again and goes to the left side on tackle 5. There is the kick from Aiken. Up it goes, taken by Maddock for the Broncos as she knocked it on.
Oh, it was good kick pressure by Jasmine Strange. She timed it beautifully, and I thought Maddock just did enough to hold on to it.
Yeah.
But that was a great kick chase. And a lovely kick there by Tara Aiken too.
So this will see the Roosters immediately go on the attack in this game. Had a close game earlier on, hoping for another one. And Sammy Bremner's big comeback game. A Strange will feed this scrum for the Roosters. And then Bremner gets her first touch. There she is, early on in the game. It's Bremner on the run around. She's got support, gets it away to Surgis. Surgis finds a winner. Over in the corner goes Jamie Prasad. And the Roosters strike first in, 2.5 minutes?
Yeah, really well executed set-piece play from the Roosters. We saw straight from the scrum that they had so many speedsters out there on that right side. Sam Bremner was in at first receiver. She finds her halfback and just scoots around the back, and all you can see in the Broncos is their eyes just shift. But I thought that early pass to Jess Surgis was key in turning this into points. Jess Surgis, such a powerful ball runner. She takes the line on at pace and gave the footy to Jamie Frazard in an even better position. So many run threats. Their halfback herself is a threat, but so many moving parts. The Broncos just watching the ball slide. But that early ball to Jess Surgis we see there on the Harvey Norman replay, that was the key.
And Jamie Frazard gets a try for the Roosters after only 2.5 minutes. We welcome back Sammy Bremner. And, for those, most of us who work in the media in the NRL, NRLW have worked with Sammy. She's just a great human living down there in the People's Republic of Bulli. She's come back to the NRLW and she scores, or sets up and is part of a wonderful try. Now Davis from the sideline, that kick is going nowhere. 4-0 Roosters.
Conversion unsuccessful. The score remains Sydney Roosters lead the Broncos 4-0.
See, thanks.
So Brianna Clark gets us underway for the second time in only 4 minutes, and it's the Roosters working it out from their own end. Getting up to play it back, of course, Scott Prince, Origin legend in himself, the man in charge of this Broncos side. This is Poulet, who's brought down for the Roosters, 20 metres her own side of the halfway line. And then Keely Davis at dummy half once again, and Kernick goes straight into them before Brianna Clark brings her down. Just her own side of the halfway line, just the ultimate start for the Roosters as Elliott carts it over the halfway line and is brought down just inside Broncos territory, and the Roosters get a penalty.
Oh, fourth tackle penalty. That's a coach killer, that one. But plenty of forward momentum through the middles here for the Roosters.
Yeah, only 31 metres out again as Millie Elliott gets up to play it back. Davis is at dummy half for the Roosters, goes to Kernick. Kernick gets the pass away, then on to Frassard. Frassard will be brought down by Brianna Clark, about 25 metres out. And Sammy Bremner again at dummy half this time. It goes to Davis. Then it goes across for a run here from Hopewadi, who goes inside the 10. Can she offload Hopewadi? No, she can't. And she's brought down about 5 metres out. Well, they go the same way. Davis back in field, over the line. Can they hold her up? Great defence from the Broncos. And she just can't get the ball down. I think it's Narcio. Yes, it is. She cannot get the ball down over the try line. But what a start for this Roosters outfit.
Great start, and all through their forward momentum has been fantastic. Narzio's had a couple of good charges for such a young player. She's killing it.
Now, they go to Hopewadi once again. She's just going to try and carry half a dozen over the line with her. It's the last play. Davis is a dummy half. Sends an awkward, ordinary pass back. Sammy Bremner's there to pick it up. Goes right side, Kernick, and then it comes back for the kick. And who's going to get to this kick first? Julia Robinson makes a mess of it. Maddock picks it up for the Broncos, and the Broncos get a much-needed penalty.
Frassard and Surgis got each other mixed up. They were both chasing for that footy, and they just got in each other's way. That's why there was a penalty. It came off one into the other in an offside position. And a little bit messy there, but forced through some defensive pressure of the Broncos.
So, one of the NRLW greats, Sally Brigginshaw, finds touch. Good kick too, 25 metres out from the Broncos line. It's Hafanga who will take this tap. And finally we see the Broncos with the ball. And Kernick up there in defence from the Roosters.
You can't pull the leg like that.
Another penalty for Brianna Clark, leg pull on Brianna Clark. So they'll find touch once again through Ali Brigginshaw. Gee, it's been a stop-start to this one.
Yeah, it has. Really dominant performance from the middles of the Roosters to get that territory, but a couple of penalties out of their own end. The Broncos, they're heading into dangerous territory already.
Hafanga, and then Adams, and then Brianna Clark over the halfway line. And that's where she's going to play it, as she does so now. Back to come out to the left side to Maddock. Maddock will try and step inside the defence, but eventually it's Aiken who brings her down. 15 metres inside the Roosters end of the field. Hafanga, and then across it comes now for the Broncos, and a big hit there from Hopewadi. And they're going to play it about 18 metres inside Roosters end of the field. As it goes to Adams, got a little pass away, Joseph's away, she's got support from Teitzel, Teitzel's going to score, and the Broncos hit back just like that. It's 4-all.
Yeah, it's great footy from the Broncos. They got those couple of penalties to be able to play footy up the right end, and when they chose the short pass, we're going to get to see it here on the Harvey Norman replay. It was absolutely the right option. You see footy in two hands from the 5'8" and just hit short. They had so much movement out the back. Keely Joseph with the footy in her hand, and the last pass was brilliant. But that first short pass was definitely the right option from Skylar Adams. Created that opportunity, and the last pass very well executed. Teitzel gets over for their first try.
Yeah, it was good work on that right edge. They identified that the Roosters' left edge defence tried to take a high line, but it was actually a little bit disjointed, and that's where that space came in.
So
really nice play here, Mo.
Absolutely, and Broncos hit back nice and early with a couple of tries in the opening 8 minutes of the game. Two heavyweights of the NRL. Coach Scotty Prince, very happy with that. Doesn't want to be 0-2 to start off season 2024. So now the attempted conversion here. About 15 in from touch to put the Broncos up after 9 minutes. Women in league round. There it is. Looks okay. And over it goes. So Broncos lead the Roosters by 6 points to 4. Notice Fongavini has started this game for the Broncos.
Yeah, Mariah Denman will be coming off the bench, but with obviously a few things happening in the week. It's good to see Tasman Rapana starting out in that second row position. She's a big body. She gets through some physical work for them. It was a really nice hit back by the Broncos.
Stay on
And
side.
back to the halfway line we are once again for the Roosters to get us underway.
Stay on.
And this will be Skylar Adams taking it on the full. And then Brianna Clark charging into Surgis and company. And so the Broncos will play at about 20 their own side of the halfway line. And Ferguson at dummy half goes to the left, where we'll find Rapana getting up to play it back to Ferguson once again. Then Fongavini got it away to Briggan Shaw. Great defence, Roosters. Great defence there.
Well, that's the beauty of having Isabel Kelly playing that number 6 jersey at 3 and 4 defender. So tough.
Here's Fongavini again. Ball's come loose, picked up by Broncos. Referee says we'll play the knock on, so the Roosters will go on the attack.
Great defensive pressure. The tackle before that, Isabel Kelly hit that first contact brilliantly, and they wanted to continue that momentum, building pressure through their shoulders at the moment, the Roosters. But look at this territory. They get the ability to have another scrum, all their speedsters again on this right-hand edge, and they've got plenty of space to work with.
So Strange feeds the scrum, and it comes out now. It ends up with Aiken. Aiken can't get away from the tackle of Joseph and pull down just inside the Broncos end of the field. Davis will go to dummy half, and then back to the centre it goes to Elliott, and Elliott straight and hard and taken by Fongavini about 29 metres out from the Broncos line. Their centre field. Now they will go out to the left for Hopewati. Always takes a couple with her. And 20 metres out, the tricolours will get up and play it back to Davis once again. And then it comes back across to Aiken. Aiken looks to offload. Sammy Bremner taken by Hafanga.
Yeah, well read.
Yeah.
Well read by Hofanga. You could see Taryn Aiken just teeing that up with Sam Bremner and to play the ball ahead. So great job defensively.
Good run from Elliott, who'll get up and play it back. And it's the last play, and it's going to go across now for Aiken. And Aiken dummies to kick, goes through, sends it back. And it's batted back from Hopewati to Strange, and then Strange sends it back to Elliott. So it's scrappy, but they keep it alive on the last play. Skylar Adams wraps it up. It'll be a changeover and a Broncos ball.
Well, they're claiming that it was touched, and they're going to challenge this one.
Todd.
Well, let's have a look at this on the replay. Broncos by 2.
On-field decision is last tackle handover. They're claiming that it was touched.
Okay, here we go. Now it's...
Here.
Is it touched here?
Taryn Aiken passes the ball backwards. It's then knocked down by the Brisbane player. We have a
Hayley
knock on
Maddock.
against Brisbane at this stage. We'll play through.
Touched by Hayley Maddox, so this should be 6 again, Roosters. Didn't it get scrappy, though?
Yeah, it did.
Millie Elliott was back there to clean it up, but I think this will be...
No advantage is gained. We'll be going back to a scrum to the Roosters for a knock-on. The challenge is successful.
Well, this will be the third scrum that we've seen from the Roosters. They've run the same play up that right edge. Sam Bremner's jumped in at first receiver. Taryn Aiken, she's swept round the back, so see what they have in store for us here.
It's like they're going again.
Clock's on.
They like this long scrum. They've got the speed to pull it off.
They've got the speed and they've got options. They don't have to go to Sam out the back. They can hit short.
Now, Strange again to feed it from 10 metres out. As the girls say, nice and deep right side. Bremner has it. Aiken now. Aiken gets the pass away. It comes out to Surgis. Surgis gets it away to a winger, but it must have been 6 feet forward. Fassad goes over, but it must have been 6 feet forward, Alana.
Yeah, that was well and truly forward, that one. The defence did a great job to put pressure on that pass. You could see the space. It's very, very hard to defend that kind of speed, but they've shown them the trick shots in the try beforehand. And we get to see here on the replay, Jess Surgis.
Yeah, that was almost a quarterback. That was an NFL pass. Nevertheless, Brigginshaw will feed the scrum. And it ends up with Hafanga. Hafanga is going to be met and brought down by Narcio, and she's big and strong too, and brings it down about 18 metres out. And as she plays it back, Ferguson will this time go to the left side of the field. Joseph got the pass away. The Roosters' defence is very good. And Kelly, once again, last to get up from that. And now they'll try up the centre of the park. This Broncos outfit with Julia Robinson to play it to Ferguson. And then Fongavini this time left side of the ruck. Bounces out of a tackle, pull down just on the halfway line. Ferguson again. Now it goes across to, is it Brianna Clark? Straight and hard goes Clark over the halfway line and just inside the Roosters' end. That is tackle 5. Jada Ferguson goes on her own, puts a little kick in, chases it through. Fassad knocks it on. Oh, we're seeing a lot of dropsies. We're seeing a lot of drop ball in this game.
Yeah, we are. That kick looked like it was touched as well, and it got a wicked little bounce there for Jamie Fassad. She wasn't able to take it cleanly, and now we see the Broncos opt for a midfield scrum here.
Yeah. Just over a year ago, these two met on the sunny coast. Last time they met, Roosters won that game 36 points to 18. Brigginshaw is going to feed this scrum 20 metres out, right in the centre of the park. Left side it comes to Hayley Maddock. She's got Hafanga with her and will be brought down by Aiken. From the play the ball, Ferguson goes across to the centre, and once again it's Clark, and they're getting closer and closer now, the Broncos. Ferguson looks out to the left, but sends it to the right to Adams. Adams then to Brigginshaw. Ali Brigginshaw throws the dummy. Back in field to Fongavini. Met by Davis and stopped about 5 metres out. At the play the ball once again. Oh, Joseph's knocked that back. Oh, I thought that was a knockback. We can't get through a set at the moment, Alana.
No, good pressure from the Roosters, but they also look like they're putting pressure on themselves, the Broncos, with footy in hand, just trying to move a little bit quickly and a little bit too ahead of their support players that are outside them. But again, a sitter, a pass that Keely Joseph certainly should have caught.
So, we've got a fresh player out there at the moment. I'll come back to that because the Roosters bring it out from their own end. And it looks like Narcio's coming off.
Yeah, I think Keely Joseph is heading onto the field for the Roosters.
So just 20 metres their own side of the halfway line.
Yeah, Joss Kelleher's coming on. She's going to play in the middle as the Roosters
And she's hopping. It's dangerous.
get a leg up out of trouble.
Hang on. It's not quick.
Well, Kelleher had a real impact on that Newcastle game last week, and they haven't taken long to bring her into the contest.
Well, what she gives them is an extra ball playing role as well. She'll be in the middle of the field, but she can just help construct their sets a little bit as well.
Now, Jess Surgis, and then across for Olivia Koenig, right on the halfway line, another Origin player in this Roosters side. Davis there. Now Kelleher gets a touch. This is clever. This is Aiken. Oh, she throws it behind Strange. Lauren Dam picks it up if she can get a pass away. No. Lauren Dam is brought down, but we just cannot get through a set at the moment. At the play the ball, it'll come back in toward Brigginshaw. She gets it away to Fongavini, who stepped around Kelleher and took the tackle about 15 metres inside the Roosters' end of the field. Now, Brigginshaw again, and big defence once again from Koenig, and so too Hopewati to bring down Hoy as we go out to the right side now once again Joseph. Joseph is brought down. And they're 15 metres out, the Brisbane Broncos looking for try number 2. It comes back into Brigginshaw once again, holds it up, gets a pass away to Adams. Adams tries to straighten things and Kelleher brings her down in a good tackle. And it's the last 2, by the way, as they get into dummy half to come to the left side for Brigginshaw from 10 out. She dabs it through again, and she just kicked it too hard.
Oh, she had the right idea there. There was no one at home back there, and there was some space. However, that second kick just had a little too much pepper on it. The Roosters will get a 7-tackle set, and Jess Surgis gets them off to a flyer start. 15-metre run.
Yeah, and at dummy half now, that's a great run, yeah, from Jess Surgis. They're just 15 their own side of the halfway line. Aiken gets it away to Isabel Kelly, and Kelly does well too to get over the halfway line. And then she is going to play it back to Frassard at dummy half. Back into Olivia Koenig once again. This is a good set from the Roosters. They're inside the Broncos then with a couple of tackles up their sleeve. There is the dummy half Davis. There's the fresh player in Kelleher. Got a pass away to Millie Elliott. She's away from 1, away from 2, and then throws a ordinary pass, which is picked up by a Broncos player.
Yeah, she just needed to keep that one stuck to her chest, Millie Elliott, and go into contact. But already you can see the ball playing of Jocelyn Kelleher. Isabel Kelly jumped in for a get-out set hit up. So I'm assuming that Jocelyn Kelleher's moved into the halves. It was a lovely pass to Millie Elliott.
On-field ruling is a knock-on.
But they want a challenge.
Now, okay, let's have a look at this captain's challenge. It looked like a simple knock-on.
Well, she actually shaped to pass it, so she passes it into her. That's not a knock-on by
Ball's
Millie
passed
Elliott.
by the Roosters and knocked back by Brisbane. It's playing at this stage.
If Aiken picks it up cleanly, it's a good challenge.
But does Aiken knock it on there?
This will be the one. Well, you can't tell from that angle.
I think we need a head-on shot.
Just reviewing all of our camera angles.
Your wish is their command.
There's no touch by either player. It's playing at this stage.
Well,
And then the whistle is blown.
this is going to be a successful challenge.
Brisbane then take possession of the ball cleanly into tackle. It'll be tackle 1. The challenge is successful.
Okay.
Yep. Where's the mark?
Well, I have to say, I'm a little
Number
bit
3 to
confused,
play the ball.
but it's been a long day.
Well, he said that it wasn't touched by either
Number
player.
five.
So, ergo, when it was touched by the Broncos player before, it was deemed not to have travelled forward. Then in that challenge with Aiken, it wasn't touched by either player and it was picked up cleanly by the Broncos.
Gotcha, I think. There's the Broncos in possession now, 15 metres out from their own line.
Made sense to me.
It made sense to me too. I just need to sit down and think about it for a second. Here's Skylar Adams, who's going to be taken and driven back in some very good defence from the player is Hilma Wana, getting up to play it back. And then out of dummy half, it's Chelsea Lenarduzzi, another Queensland Origin legend. She's already out there, 25 her own side of the halfway line. And played to come across for Rapiner, and Rapiner is going to take the tackle about 11 her own side of the halfway. Can the Broncos be next to score in a very close game? At dummy half it goes across to Joseph, and then for Ali Brigginshaw to kick from inside the 40, but it sits up for the Roosters to bring it back, and they're going to take the tackle there. The defence is up very strong to bring back, I think it's Mia Wood getting up to play the ball. Yes, it is.
It is the outside backs. They did a really good job at setting up this attacking set, the Roosters, just through that defensive line speed and pressure. Pressure on Ali Brigginshaw, the kicker.
And now Isabel Kelly. Finally, this game looks like it might be settling into a little bit of a flow. As I say that, Millie Elliott is pulled down, 31 metres out, just inside the Broncos' end on tackle 4. And Kelleher gets a lovely pass away to Kelly, and Kelly's got strange with her if she can get the pass away. But she's brought down there by, I think it was a Spreadborough, gets up and then it comes back inside. An ordinary pass for Davis, who bends down, picks it up, then puts a kick through, kicks through again, Davis. She's only got a dive on it. She doesn't get there first, though. It's grounded by the Broncos.
Oh, Julia Robinson did so well to get back there. That would have been miraculous if Keely Davis was able to get that down.
Coming in to tackle 6. I have no try. Just confirm there's no grounding by the Roosters here, please.
Second best, no try, but you'll get another set of 6 off the back of it.
That's good footy from Keely Davis.
Okay,
Roosters kick chasers onside.
I don't know that there's any risk that was a try. You
All
could
players
see
are onside from the second kick. We're playing through.
Julia Robin comes through and grounds it. Let's have a look at this.
The right hand of Keely Davis touches the ball and knocks on in the in goal. We have a decision.
Okay.
Oh, well, I take it back.
Yep.
You don't get another set of 6 out of it.
I don't know that your success rate this week is as good, Roo, as last week.
I don't think it was any good last week.
You're down to about a 97%. You know we expect more from you.
Don't be sorry, be better, Roo.
Yeah, be better.
Be better.
Be better. Okay, Broncos have the ball once again. And it is tapped by Brill and sent across to the left side of the field, where the great Chelsea Lenarduzzi, she does a bit of radio with us. She's very good, Chelsea. Played back to Brill once again, and then the fullback Maddock comes into the contest. It'll play it 10 her own side of the halfway line. So here's Destiny Brill, takes off on her own, gets to the halfway line and brought down just inside Roosters territory in a close game. Maddock at dummy half, then it went across now for... this is Fongavini getting up to play it back, and Brill at dummy half once again. Then Skylar Adams got it away to Maddock. Hafanga gets a pass away to Julia Robinson. Down the sideline out of one. And in the end, she just couldn't stay in the field of play.
Good recovery from Jess Surgis in that last tackle on Julia Robinson. She got bumped off Melo Hufanga. We get to see here on the replay, just in first contact. Got bumped off, but then just chased, helped out her winger, Jamie Frezard. She was able to hold Julia Robinson up, and then just brute strength, great support. They turn up in numbers.
And back to the 10-metre line to get us underway again. Still 14 left in the half. Davis. Big defence there from Chelsea Lenarduzzi. Davis will go to dummy half once again and send it out to Strange, who, a little aframed, she was just taken by Lenarduzzi and driven back with the help of Ali Brigginshaw. Now it comes back toward the centre for Millie Elliott. And good defence there from Destiny Brill. This is tackle 4 for the Roosters. There's the kick. Chasing it through and getting back there first is Maddock, and Maddock gets the pass away to her winger. Who's taken in a big tackle is Bree Spreadborough. 20 metres out from her own line.
Tackle selection on point by Tara Aiken. Love that, beautiful.
Now dummy half, it's Spreadborough once again. Tries to get away from the defence there of Koenig. I'll bring it down about 21 her own side of the halfway line.
Watching it once wasn't enough for me, Maroon. I'm seeing it again.
Oh, yes.
Oh, what?
You love that. You just love the hard hits, don't you, Roo?
I do.
Here's Hafanga. She's gone right through Hafanga, but I think she's going to need support. She's got it too. She gets a pass away to Maddock. Maybe that wasn't the option, and she's going to play it about 20 metres out. Brill is there. Skylar Adams now throws a long pass to Denham. Denham gets out of one tackle and then gets a pass away to Robinson. Robinson for the corner. They do well to bring her down, and that's changeover. That was on tackle 5 for the Brisbane Broncos.
Yeah, it probably still was the right option to run it on the 5th in that instance. Here's that replay from Mele Hufanga. What an absolute beast. Quite often does break that first tackle, so it was good work from her fullback Maddock to be in support.
Yes, but how would you like to be the fullback?
Oh, you wouldn't.
Hafanga's coming at you.
You wouldn't.
And there's nothing between you and Hafanga.
No, she had great support, Sam Bremner, from her winger Mia Wood to clean that up.
Here we go. Finally, we're going to see a line break here from Isabel Kelly. And Kelly's going to be taken by the player in question, Hafanga, who is claiming a 2-on-1 strip. I don't know. Either of them are going to let it go.
What have you got, mate?
They've just got hold of it like it's the last cookie in the jar, the last Tim Tam.
Sorry,
and the penalty's gone to the Roosters.
Slow.
Well, you heard Belinda Sharp speaking to a touch judge. He had the best view of it. He was only a couple of metres away. Deemed to be a penalty to the Roosters. And Ali Brigginshaw would just ask him for a please explain, but let's play on. Here, let's watch it back.
Yeah.
Oh. It was worth asking. It's worth the question.
Yes, indeed. Surgis, Koenig straight into them. Still only the try apiece in this game, a goal being the difference. Davis at dummy half. Kelleher now. Elliott straight up the middle. Brought down by Denman. 31 out from the Broncos line. Now, Kelleher at first receiver again. Then it goes to Aiken. Pass to Sammy Bremner. Met by Hafanga. And the former Helensburgh Tiger plays it back to Frassard. Koenig has it now. And now the Broncos 20 metres out with Hill Moana getting up to play it back. Davis again to the left side for Elliott. Taken by a player once again, Chelsea Lenarduzzi on the last. Aiken will kick to the in goal. Spreadborough was it who tries to get there first. They're going to get caught in the in goal area here, the Broncos. And in fact, it is Spreadborough who gets up. Goal line drop out the Broncos, so the Roosters keep the pressure on.
Yeah, it was a great end to the set for the Roosters. Taryn Aiken gets the kick in. They just look like they've got a little bit more variety this week. Taryn Aiken's not doing everything herself. Jocelyn Kelleher came in to help out in the halves, but also a little bit more footy off their hooker, Keely Davis, as well. So just gives the opportunity. Oh, they've absolutely botched that, the Broncos.
Dear. Well, that's the shortest short dropout
That's a shocker.
in the history of short dropouts. That's gone 3 metres and over the sideline.
But it just takes some pressure off Taryn Aiken so that when she does get the footy in her hands, that defence isn't always up in her face. They've got some more options in attack. We'll get that here.
Koenig. Hill Moana. Roosters looking for try number 2. Davis. And then to Kelleher. Oh, Sammy Bremner's let that one go. Picked up by Hafanga. Gets a pass away to Robinson. But the pass. Okay, well, it's a knock on no advantage, says Belinda Sharp. But I thought the pass from Hafanga might have gone forward to Robinson. But we saw last week she scored a 95-metre try. Julia Robinson, she can move.
Oh, can she what? But here, this one just breaks down. The pass doesn't find the mark. Sam Bremner unable to pick it up, and it was definitely a forward pass. The touch judge stayed in his position on the line, and Joss Kelleher, she knows that was an opportunity that went begging.
So Brigginshaw to feed the Broncos scrum, and it's Maddock, the fullback. Played back now to Brill. Lenarduzzi got it to Brigginshaw. It goes out now to Dam. Good Roosters defence.
You can see that Westpac red zone, 5 apiece for the Roosters and the Broncos. It has been a really close contest, but also just those play the balls inside the 20 in that good ball zone. Very even for the two clubs at the moment.
Joseph, and then the pass comes out left. Hafanga's got a bit of room to move here, Hafanga. Shows it. Hafanga gets over the halfway line, gets away from Koenig, and it's Aiken who puts a body on the line to stop her just inside the Roosters' end. And at the play the ball, it goes from Adams to Brigginshaw. Up it goes. Sammy Bremner stands her ground and then gets absolutely cleaned up in the defence there, but she'll get up and play it back. Denman was the player that tackled her, but the Roosters have it through Mia Wood. Just at 21 metres her own side of the halfway line. Roosters through Aiken again. And then for Surgis. Claiming a hair pull there, Jess Surgis. And while she's doing that, Rapana comes over and gives her a big old bear hug. Just her own side of the halfway. Kelly's going to go short side, catches Rapana napping. And just inside the Broncos' end with Bremner, Koenig, Hill Moana, met by Denman. 19 metres in, last play, says referee Belinda Sharp. There it is, going across to Kelleher, to Aiken. Aiken will kick out toward the wing of Mia Woods. Spreadra gets it on the full low for the Broncos. Oh, she gets up ahead of steam, but then it's the fresh player out there in Amber Hall who brings it down. And I'm going to give you a tip. Amber Hall's going to be hard to stop near the try line as well. They've got some
Good offload.
big middles, this Roosters side. Here goes Julia Robinson away from one and brought down just inside the Roosters end. At the play the ball again, it's Brigginshaw. Pass went to Denman.
This is dangerous territory for the Roosters. They look a little bit tired on their feet.
Brill, then Brigginshaw showing it, getting the pass away to Romy Teitzel. And Teitzel's going to play it 25 metres out. This will be the fourth tackle. Yes, it is the fourth play. Teitzel's, is she saying a crusher?
Well, she's grabbing the back of her neck.
So Romy Teitzel's, yeah. Mentioned earlier, she's okay. 6 points to 4. Broncos lead the Roosters.
Give me tackle 4, Romy.
Oh yeah, right.
Tackle 4. Come on. Held! Last tackle, wait!
And Broncos go on the attack again. Brigginshaw kicks in behind Mia Wood. Mia Wood somehow scrambles to save it, and it goes touching goal.
Yeah, she was trying not to play at it so that it would go out and they'd get the ball back. However, the kick chase from the Broncos forced her into it. Well, she was shepherding it out, and that's deemed to be played at.
It's a nice kick from Ali Brigginshaw on the last.
Roosters now with a goal line dropout. 5 minutes left in the first half of this game.
Stay on!
And there's the dropout. It goes about 15 metres, but it goes the distance, which is the important thing. Rapana back to Skylar Adams.
Olivia, get up now! Right back, wait, Sam.
About 22 metres out. Maddock. And then across for Denman, who will play it to Destiny Brill. Lenarduzzi has it now for the Broncos. Inside the 10. And right in front of the posts is Lenarduzzi. Played then for Brill once again to go to Brigginshaw. Right side with quick hands. It's been dropped there by Maddock. Great hit. Roosters have the ball back.
Yeah, it was a really good defensive read and great pressure from Jasmine Strange. She saw Ali Brigginshaw just teeing up that right edge attack and forced the turnover.
Jasmine Strange now for the Roosters. And coming up the centre of the park, they get an offside penalty here.
Yeah, that's a nifty penalty.
Yeah.
Not surprised that the outside backs were coming in to help out. They have got a little bit of fatigue in them now, both clubs, but certainly the Roosters. So this penalty will be worth plenty.
This is Sam Economos, the fresh girl on the field now for the Roosters. Getting up to play it to Davis. Davis got it to Koenig. Koenig went over the halfway line. And we'll get up and play it back now for Davis. What does she do this time? Gets it away to Millie Elliott. Millie Elliott is tipped up by Destiny Brill. So Aitken, and then for Amber Hall. Tackle 4 for the Roosters. It'll come back to the centre now for Elliott. Elliott will take him on. Can she turn and get a pass away? No. Brought down. Denman was the tackler, but it's the last here for the Roosters. Aitken goes inside the 10, throws a dummy. Needed support on the inside. Reaches out and scores a wonderful individual try.
Yeah, she's done it all herself, Taryn Aitken, on the left-hand side of the ruck. We'll get to see it again on the Harvey Norman replay. She's coming onto the ball at pace. She's got options. She's got those players with her, but with the footy in two hands, just holds it up, double pumps it, and she didn't have the support, but she didn't need it. Just that double pump, the footy in two hands with the support, on the outside of her. That just forces those Broncos players to plant their feet and just back to self. Taryn Aiken.
Broncos 6. Broncos are now leading the game. The Roosters lead the game 8 points to 6. And Kelleher now to convert the try, and it's going to get there. Just over she goes. So now they take the lead out to 10 points to 6.
Conversion successful to the Sydney Roosters. That's another $1,000 donated to Ovarian Cancer Australia, all thanks to Harvey Norman and the NRL.
And we are back live at Allianz Stadium with the Roosters leading the Broncos by 10 points to 6. This is Economos just fresh on the field for the Roosters. Getting up to play it back to Davis. Koenig now straight into the defence of Skylar Adams, and she's brought down with the help of Denman. Only a minute left in the first half. Will the Roosters take this lead to the break? Kelleher. And then up the centre goes Millie Elliott. Just her own side of the halfway line. Davis again. Aiken. Amber Hall straight into them and makes some yards too. Gets up and plays it deep inside the Broncos end. Davis goes to Isabel Kelly. Kelly will be met by the Broncos defence there. Teitzel brings it down. She's 11 metres out. It's the last play. What do they got with 30 seconds left in the first half? They'll kick out a dummy half. It ricochets up. Tackle count restarts because Elliott has it now.
Look at this right
for
edge.
the Roosters. Can they bring it out right though? Played now to Davis and then to Aiken and then Koenig. Koenig's only got a pass to Sturgis, and Jess Sturgis brings it round and scores right on the stroke of half time. And ooh, that's going to hurt.
It's going to hurt. I thought the last try was going to hurt ahead of half time, but they had the opportunity, the Roosters, to go back to back. They have a fresh set, but so many numbers set up here on that right-hand edge. We get to see here on the Harvey Norman replay. Well, first it was Taryn Aiken bringing Amber Hall back on the inside, which got them that extra set. And Taryn Aiken again, she moves to the right-hand edge to find Koenig, and an easy pass to Jess Sturgis, who was able to run in a little bit closer to the sticks as well. Not the defensive efforts you want to see from the Broncos ahead of half-time, but Taryn Aiken very busy. She puts her hand up in these key moments. They knew they had the overlap, and it was just good execution and pass selection for Jess Sturgis to go over and score just before half-time for the Roosters.
Yes, indeed. Good Little Bay girl done well. Jess Sturgis. A lot of footy types live in Little Bay. That's where I live, but I don't call myself a footy type, Alana, but there are a lot of footy types there. Now, Kelleher again to convert this one. Roosters lead 14 points to 6 over the Broncos. And here she comes now. And again, she's put it through. So the Roosters get a couple of late tries to take themselves to the break, 16 points to 6. And a great try for Jess Sturgis off some great lead-up work from the 21 for the Roosters, Amber Hall.
Welcome back to Nine's NRLW footy. It's time for a huge second half here. Over to you, Anthony Maroon.
Thank you very much. And Marley, we've got the Roosters leading 16 points to 6, just 2 tries late in the first half to give them that lead. Here's Romy Teitzel, and Teitzel's going to be taken 25 metres out with Brigginshaw in there at dummy half. Then Chelsea Lenarduzzi. And they need more Chelsea in the second half, the Broncos, if they're going to come back and win this one. Of course, they are facing their second straight defeat to start off season 2024. But we still have a half a footy to go, so let's not get carried away with ourselves. Brigginshaw, and then it went to Denman, and it ends up going out to Rapana, who just crosses the halfway line into Roosters territory, gets up and plays it back, and then it comes across now for the number 8, Joseph. About 15 metres inside Roosters territory. Tackle 5, says Belinda Sharp. Brill, Brigginshaw from 40 metres out. That was touched, that ball. And it bounces up to be taken awkwardly there by Spreadborough. Spreadborough tries to straighten things up and picks the wrong target to run at because Amber Hall gets hold of her and brings it down. Now it's tackle 5. Brill again. Chelsea Lenarduzzi on the last play. She'll get caught with the ball and it will be a changeover.
Well, I think they might have...
Oh, hang on. How many tackles in this set?
I think they might have restarted the set.
I beg your pardon.
Keely Davis went for the charge down.
Brill.
And they retained possession.
And Rapana.
Just lost it.
You're 100% right.
That's a good matchup, that one. Rapana on Taranaki. We're used to seeing them when they play for Queensland link up. And they're a damaging force when they're paired up. And the young half, Taranaki, said, no, thank you. I'm not letting you gain any momentum. Great work.
Yeah, there it is. Scrumming it down now, 10 metres out. And centre field. And, of course, Roosters with the feed. So, go out to that right side of the field. And good defence from Destiny Brill on Jess Surgis, who scored that try just before half-time. Davis again. And then for Isabel Kelly, who will... Skylar Adams just manages to hang on to her. Now Davis. And then a good run from Koenig. We know what she's capable of.
Good work out of dummy half from Keely Davis. Just some real subtle movements at the play the ball to make sure that her forwards are getting on and have that little bit of extra momentum coming onto the footy.
Tackle 4 for the Roosters. Aiken and Amber Hall through the gap. Looks to get the pass away. A sneaky little ball too. And got it away to Isabel Kelly. It was like an Artie Beetson pass in the Roosters jersey. Now Davis goes short side. Aiken on the last is going to get caught with it. It gets scrappy. Sammy Bremner kicks it through. It's picked up by Brill. And it ends up with Julia Robinson. So it's a Broncos ball just outside their own try line. And that's a very ordinary pass.
I think it was touched there by Jess Surgis. So they'll get a set restart here, the Broncos.
Yeah, Rapana plays it back to Brill. Afunga, straight and hard. Met by Koenig. Does well to bring it down too. 10 points the difference at the break. And so Lauren Dam, who we haven't seen a lot of in this game today. Played back then to Destiny Brill, who's played a lot of representative football in her time. It went from Joseph to Denman. And the defence from the Roosters is good on tackle 4. Brill out of dummy half again. Leonard Dootsy, Kelleher got her before she could get up ahead of steam. And then Economos just hangs on. She does eventually get the pass away. Great play from Chelsea.
Well, this is the thing with Chelsea Lenarduzzi. She's always got that offload available. Skylar Adams putting the kick in on the 4th.
Sammy Bremner might let this... it's going to sit up. Sammy's going to have to try and get in the field to play. But she was absolutely zero chance.
Well, good vision there, Skylar Adams, identifying that the Roosters fullback was set more towards the middle of the field and there was some space down her left edge. The chase was up to it as well. On 4th as well, you just need to make sure that chase is on song. And Sammy thought it was going to roll, but got a Queensland bounce the ball. Yeah. Sat right up.
Sure did. Kelleher with the dropout. 5 gone from the second half of this game. Denman from 40 out. She's going to charge back toward the defensive line. And that's where she will play it. So, Destiny Brill, the dummy half. To the left side, Adams again. Hafunga came back in field. Hafunga is met by Koenig. And Economos too, getting through her fair share of the workload. Brill, Joseph to the centre. Lenarduzzi again. Good defence from the Roosters on their own line. Where about centre field as Brill goes left and straight. She might have copped a high one there, did she? Referee Belinda Sharp's having none of that. Brigginshaw, and then right side to the fullback Maddock is taken by Strange. It's the last play for the Brizzy Broncos. Brigginshaw sends it back then to Adams, but the kick is taken beautifully by Sammy Bremner, who'll play it 5 out from her own line.
Yeah, there was a couple of really good defensive reads throughout that set from the Sydney Roosters just to shut down the Broncos' attack.
And Facade now for the
they've
Roosters.
coughed it up.
Oh dear.
That was a big hit too.
Yeah, that's a real error coming out of your own line there. Facade. Yeah, well, she'd have felt that. Hafunga gave her everything in that tackle.
What can the Broncos manufacture here? So far, the Roosters' defence has been up in their face. They've shut down some opportunities. They've got firepower in Hafunga and Robinson on the left.
They go to the left side. Adams, Hafunga now. Hafunga gets away from the tackle. Hafunga cannot get free, though. And that's where they're going to play it, with Skylar Adams getting into dummy half once again. And then back toward the centre for Denman. 10 metres out. Good defence, Roosters. Thought about the offload. It wasn't going to be on. Brill to the right, Chelsea Lenarduzzi. Inside the 10 again. Back it goes to Maddock, then Brigginshaw. Got the pass away to Dan. Mia Wood jammed in on her.
Another great read.
Brings it down right on the 10-metre line. Then Maddock again, now for Brigginshaw. Got the pass to Chelsea Lenarduzzi. Floats one back across. They keep it alive, the Broncos. Oh, the intercept's on. The Roosters are away. Over the halfway line she goes. They're not going to catch her. Over the 30, it's Jess Sturgis. They're chasing Sturgis. But Jess Sturgis runs about 70 metres to score for the Roosters. And that's try number 2 for Jess.
Well, didn't the home crowd absolutely love seeing that one? Jessica Sturgis in open space. It was a great read. The last couple of sets defensively, the Roosters have done a brilliant job at putting that pressure on. Lenarduzzi got the offload, and then Destiny Brill only to be intercepted. But a great read from Jess Sturgis, and she not only has the power and the strength, she's also got the pace. Came onto the footy. We see here on the Harvey Norman replay. What a play. 2 tries before half-time from the Roosters, and that's one way to set this statement, Roo.
Well, it was an all-or-nothing play, wasn't it? They were cut short. They were cut to ribbons out on their right edge. Jess Sturgis was out there on her own with her winger, and with Taryn Aiken defending a whole half of the field. She identified the threat being Destiny Brill's opportunity to get that arm free for the offload, and she just came steaming out of nowhere. Plucked it out of the air beautifully, and Robinson pushed her all the way, but Jess Sturgis had the legs in the end.
Kelleher's kicking okay today, and she's about 11 metres in from touch. Off the bench, but plenty of minutes for Kelleher. And Roosters really going into and coming out of the break. They are on fire. Here's the kick from Kelleher. It's straight. Is it strong? It is. It's gone over. Roosters lead the game comfortably at the moment, 22-6.
Conclusion successful to the Sydney Roosters. Number 14, Jocelyn Kelleher. Sponsored by Premier Services Group. And you know what that means? Another $1,000 donated to Ovarian Cancer Australia, thanks to Harvey Norman and the NRL.
Stay on.
And is this an unassailable lead? The Broncos probably needed to be first to score. The Roosters sail out now to 22 points to 6. Beautiful intercept try for Jess Sturgis. She got a try just before half-time and just after. She is a New South Wales champion, is Jess Sturgis. As we see Hopawati to the halfway line before she's brought down. Do they go right on with the job here? Davis is a dummy half, and that pass was ordinary. Kelleher goes back, scoops it up for Koenig. Koenig straightens up. And the Broncos defence bring her down just her own side of the halfway line. And this is Sam Economos. So it's a good set after points, which we haven't seen so much today, I've got to be honest. Back there for Aiken from 45 metres out. The kick comes down and taken on the full by Maddock. Down to you on the sideline, Marley.
I've heard word what Scott Prince had to say at halftime. He was really disappointed with the defensive effort of the Broncos, and you'd imagine he'd be pulling his hair out after that try scored by Jess Sturgis. It'll be interesting to see what the Broncos can do here with this attacking opportunity now.
Yes, indeed. It sure will. Julia Robinson, well, she's a game breaker. It looked like Koenig might have got her around the jaw. She'll get up and play it back. Brill at dummy half once again, and then Brianna Clark up toward the halfway line for this Brisbane brawl. One-on-one strip, and the Roosters have the ball back. Well, you talk about Scott Prince tearing his hair out. They just cannot get through a set of 6 at the moment, this Broncos side.
No, and I spoke at half-time just about their completion rate. They didn't have the majority of possession, and they weren't, whatever they did have, they weren't completing well at. And that is a frustration for a coach, because all the players he has, they are good players, but this is individual brilliance there by Keely Davis, and it was deemed to be a knock-on by the Broncos in the second play at the ball. That's why the Roosters will have a midfield scrum feed.
Yeah, here we go. So it's fed into the scrum by Fassad. It comes out now for Strange, and Strange is going to be playing it about 15 inside the territory of the Broncos. They get a penalty, says Belinda Sharp.
This hurts the Broncos.
So they'll keep the pressure on here. She's going to just go for the tap, I think, Isabel Kelly. Yes, she does. Kelleher, Hopewati. Kelly Joseph just hangs on and brings her down. 29 metres out and centre field. Aiken. Amber Hall straight into Brigginshaw. And Brigginshaw stops it. And so too with the help, I think it was Destiny Brill, but they had to get to her. And the ball comes across now to Economos. Economos is going to be playing at about 8 metres out on the Broncos line. Do they go in again here? Keely Davis looks left and right. Goes left side for Aiken. Amber Hall now winds away forward, gets it back to Aiken. Now they've got some space to work in, the Roosters. But they stop it just shy of the line. Davis again, then Economos. Economos is going to be held on by Fongavini. And that'll be last play, Brisbane Broncos, as it goes from Davis to Aiken. Well, was there obstruction there, though, is the question.
Yeah, this will be a no try.
Scotty, coming in to tackle 6.
Belinda Sharp.
I have no try. Just confirm there's an obstruction, please.
She had it set up here beautifully. If she lets the ball go, it's all gravy, but she takes the space that's created by Koenig.
Yeah.
At this point here, Taryn Aiken runs around Olivia Koenig and then takes an advantage.
It's all gravy. I love that.
Do you like that?
I'm having that. I'm stealing that.
I love gravy.
Yeah, I love gravy too. It's all gravy. But no, it's not, in fact.
Yeah, I got it now.
This will be no try Roosters, as you can see. Penalty goes to the Broncos, and their coach Scott Prince says, thank the Lord for that.
Certainly takes a little bit of pressure off the Brisbane Broncos, because they did have that opportunity on the right edge. They're under all sorts of pressure. Time to change the momentum.
Yes, indeed. They need to do something. Brill is there. Spreadra comes in and runs at 3 big Roosters players, a lot bigger than her. 18, short of the halfway line, Brill. And then to Joseph. And Joseph turns and gets the pass back to Maddock. Maddock's going to play it just her own side of the halfway line. They still have time, the Broncos. Adams, that pass looked forward, then on the run around, back to Adams. And then Hafanga a dummy half. And Rapiner runs into Kelleher, who has a crack at a one-on-one strip. And she's got away with that too. That's a great play from Kelleher.
Well, twice with the Broncos on attack, the Roosters have come up with that one-on-one strip.
Kelly. Here's Amber Hall. Strange has it now over the halfway. And Then for Davis. The more I see of this Amber Hall, the more I love the way she plays the game.
It's a good offload.
Yeah, Kelly's into space now. Gets out of one, gets the arms free, gets the pass away. Yeah, but absolutely jammed they are.
I felt that up here.
Bremner. And then Economos once again. Runs at Fongavini, brings it down. 18 metres out, they go to the right for Kelleher. The ball comes loose, and now it's the Roosters who can't get through a set.
She just pegged it at her then, that pass from Kelleher. Probably didn't need to go at such force to her back rower. You're going to hit the width and the shape out the back, and maybe it needs that kind of force, but to find that short option, probably put too much on it, Jocelyn Kelleher.
Yeah, well, we scrum it down, and maybe we see the Broncos cut loose, because we really haven't seen it today. And I have to say, I go back to that game last week, that Julia Robinson try. It was a delight to watch her pluck that kick in.
That one was against the run of play.
Absolutely.
And the only points they scored last week.
Hafunga plays it, and Ferguson back out there for the Broncos. They're about 25 their own side of the halfway line, with plenty to do, with it all to do. Surely they can't let the Roosters score again. Brianna Clark now takes it forward. That's not a bad run. Jada Ferguson to dummy half to go left and get it away to Joseph. Then it goes to Adams, and Adams will be dropping the ball. Uh-oh, it's been picked up by Aiken. Aiken's away. Nobody's near Aiken. She's going to score right beside the posts, and that puts them out by 20.
The Roosters here attacking through their defence. That's what I think I've really enjoyed about them today. They've obviously got some attacking flair. Hall has been coming up with some really good offloads. They've been playing off the back of that. But their defence, they've put on some big hits. They've come up with some really great individual one-on-ones. This is another one. Taryn Aiken on the Harvey Norman replay puts her body right in front of her opposition half, forces that ball free, and she's got the legs to make it there from halfway. But their defence has been on point, and I have to give a shout out. Millie Elliott, she's off now, but she had a massive first stint. She played the whole first half, started off the second, and she's got through an absolute ton of work for the Roosters.
Yeah, great work by the halfback, Taryn Aiken. We've seen her put a couple of big hits on, but body on the line. We're so used to speaking about Taryn's highlights, whether it be a kicking game or attacking game, and setting up that attack for the Roosters, but a big play through another defensive effort. She put a big hit on Tasman Rapiner as well that coughed up the footy earlier on in this half, but she deserves that. Great work from Taryn Aiken,
now,
player.
Kelleher again, Roosters leading the game by 26 points to 6. 20 the difference, and again, this one adjacent to the uprights for Kelleher, the super sub, the number 14 for the Sydney Roosters. Moves in, and over she goes. Roosters kick on, 24-6.
An extra 2 points to the Sydney Roosters in a successful conversion. Number 14, Jocelyn Kelleher. Sponsored by Premier Services Group. And your calls add to another $1,000 to ovarian cancer. Thanks to our company and
Stay outside. Stay on.
And we get underway again. A very familiar sight, seeing the Broncos kick off in this game. Belinda Sharp just about to give us the all clear. And away we go.
Stay on.
There's the kickoff. And Mia Wood, she juggles it, but she gets to it. And gets a pass away to Hopawati. And the Roosters, how will they go here? They're looking for a good set after points. Played back then for Davis. And this time out now for Poulet. He's about 20 your own side of halfway. Tessa Poulet plays it back. And then Kelleher at first receiver. Will straighten it up. They just managed to reel her in. Davis. And for Millie Elliott once again. Straight into them.
It's a good run.
Pull down just inside the Broncos end. Aiken, the try scorer. Lovely pass to Kelly. And they bring it down on the last play for the Roosters. They go left. Aiken will kick it back in toward the traffic. There's a bit of room in there. It's picked up by Julia Robinson, who does so well to get back into the field of play. Julia Robinson. She's only going to beat Sammy Bremner. But Sammy brings it down just short of the halfway line. Great work, Bremner.
Oh, shades of round one coming back as Hufunga is doing some work through the middle as well. But Julia Robinson gets the Broncos on the front foot.
Now Hufunga will get up and play it back to the fullback Maddock, and then it goes to Brigginshaw, and Brigginshaw almost through. Had Spreadborough coming back on the inside as it's played to Ferguson. Goes across to Brianna Clark. Well, this has been a good set. You can't say this hasn't been a good set. They're only 11 metres out, right in front of the sticks. Ferguson again, throws the dummy, goes on her own, reaches out, and the Broncos get a much needed try.
Yeah, really strong work from the Broncos. Julia Robinson kicked things off. We're going to get another look at it here at on the Harvey Norman replay, but just that ruck recognition and knowing off the back of a quick play the ball when you can take that defensive line on, and right throughout that set, the Brisbane Broncos had that momentum through the middle, but just saw only one marker, footy in two hands, shapes to throw that big left to right pass. But here's Julia Robinson, and what an effort too. She had some work to do. It was a brilliant kick from Taryn Aiken near the post, but just that footwork and the pace, she was nearly away. But from here on, they had so much momentum through the middle of the field. Great runs, quick play the balls, and all finished off brilliantly from the hooker, Jada Ferguson.
And Brianna Clark, just to the right-hand side of the sticks, just inside 15 minutes, and they are chasing right now 18 points. That's before the conversion. So they are having a committee meeting in the middle of the field there, the Broncos, so they obviously don't think it's too late. Now Brianna Clark, Kiwi rep, to add the extras. They obviously, it goes without saying, they need to go up by sixes. Oh, hit the upright and gone over. Remember, later on the Savo, not too far into the Savo, a big Belmore crowd are going to gather for the Bulldogs, who are going berserk at the moment. Canterbury clashing with Canberra at their spiritual home. The hill is full. A sold-out crowd of nearly 20,000 will be watching as the Dogs aim to make a first finals appearance since 2016. That match is live and free on Channel 9, coverage from 3:30 Eastern Time.
And what, the way they've been playing, they deserve to be in the finals, don't they, Maroon?
They are unbelievable, but the door is wide open for Canberra. The door is wide open for Canberra if they can get a win. And of course the Dragons upsetting Melbourne.
That was a big win last night, wasn't it?
Almost going to have
25 years since they've won down there.
Yes.
First time.
That's
crazy.
You know, I think there are one or two other sides come to mind that have never won down there. That is a hell of a road trip. Congratulations to Flanagan and the boys. Romy Teitzel has it for the Broncos now. And they're going to play it 25 metres out. But it's interesting, Roo, that's the year they met in the grand final too, 99.
That is true.
And now for Joseph for the Broncos. Playing it back to Jada Ferguson. And it ends up from Fongavini. It goes out to Rapana, then to Maddock. Maddock goes to Hufunga. Hufunga is good and eventually brought down by Jess Surgis, who's having a great game today, just inside the Roosters end of the field. From the play the ball, this is the fullback Maddock. And dummy half again, Ferguson. This is Clark now, and throws it behind Fongavini. It's picked up though by Joseph. Just going to play it about 30 metres out on the last. Ferguson for Brigginshaw. The kick goes back in toward the middle, and Sammy Bremner takes it beautifully 5 out from her own line.
Just at the moment for the Broncos, when it goes 2 past shift, it starts to break down. The idea is there, they're identifying the space. It's just that execution of getting the ball where it needs to be. It's not quite on song.
I'd love to see Julia Robinson with a little bit more footy. She's great in their get-out sets, and she found that space from the kick from Taryn Aiken, but they've just got to get her into the game. She's such a brilliant attacking weapon. Just don't know that she's utilised enough. Even some set plays back in towards the ruck.
Isabel Kelly has put that down.
This will get him back into it.
Yep. Ferguson to Clark, and met by the two front rowers from the Roosters. Now they'll shift right side to Brigginshaw. Romy Teitzel is met by defence from Kelly, and then tipped up just a little from Poulet, 20 metres out. Ferguson again. Brigginshaw goes left. Gets it to Skylar Adams. Rapinen now. It's now or never. It's a big, big gap. 16 points.
Can't go to the
Linda
side.
Clark says go back and play it
4.
again. And then it comes back across to Fongavini. Right in front of the posts on tackle 4. For Brigginshaw. Puts a kick in. Teitzel chases. Bremner gets there first and gets absolutely cleaned up by Spreadborough.
Yeah, she stayed down after that contact, but pretty hardy. She gets up to play the ball, but she covered ground well there. Sam Bremner, the deft little kick from Ali Brigginshaw, trying to catch them out.
And Jess Surgis out of dummy half.
Hasn't she had a game?
Hasn't
She's
she
had a
ever?
blinder. Over 170 metres now.
And gets us team
But
a penalty.
just, yeah, some big plays.
So penalty goes to the Roosters.
Hang on. Back here.
They'll find touch here. Just
There you go.
go through the next set. I mean, as long as they've got the ball, they are safe. And Jasmine Strange getting ready to take the tap.
Wait.
And away we go again. Poulet to the halfway line.
Get straight. Wait.
With Davis at dummy half, then Kelly, then Kelleher. And then, yes, it's the old double whammy.
Take it back.
Fongavini, 2 for 1.
Yeah. And Elliott's going to play it.
You can use that one as well.
I might have that one too.
Yeah.
So I've got Gravy.
Gravy and 2 for 1.
2 for 1. They're now mine for the next game we do later on tonight. The ball is played back. And it's Bremner. And then it went to Aiken. Back inside to Kelly. And she will be met by Fongavini. 15 metres inside the Broncos end of the field. Inside the final 10 as Kelleher one-hands a pass out to Aiken. Aiken has a think about it and then takes tackle number 5, 30 metres out. Cross now for Kelleher. She's got a kick on her. Spiralling down and taken beautifully by the fullback Maddock. So not much has gone the Broncos' way. That was a great take by Maddock. We'll play it back now. And again, they're forced to work it out from their own end through the little winger Spreadborough. Brigginshaw, they're going to be 0-2 after this if they don't perform some sort of miracle. As it's played back for Jada Ferguson. Here's Julia Robinson now. And she's going to play it just her own side of the halfway line. Then Hafanga, and if they are 0-2, I've got a feeling that Scott Prince will say to them at full-time, girls, it's not all gravy. It's not all gravy out there. Ferguson, back for Brigginshaw, running it on the 5th, throws a little dummy, looks for the offload and gets caught. Gets caught. Roosters ball changeover.
Yeah, a bit of frustration there from Ali Brigginshaw, but just at this point of the game, under 10 minutes to go, she knows that they're under pressure. They need points, but I don't know that she's getting the right, whether it be the right players running off her or the right line. She looks very frustrated.
And here we go again through Olivia Koenig up toward the halfway line with this Roosters side. Davis, and the little winger's gone right through. Fassad's gone right through. She beats the fullback, and then somehow the defence gets to her. What a run from Fassad. We've hardly seen her since the opening minutes. Here's Kelly, gets the pass away then onto Poulet, and they might go in again here, the Roosters, and really rub some salt into the wounds. Isabella Kelly, the captain, is at dummy half now. Sends it back in toward the middle, and it ends up with Kelleher, who gets it back to Kelly. Kelly goes inside the 10. Strange steps out of one. Gets caught, offloads back to Kelly. Kelly will try and offload. Yes, she does. It comes across now for Narcio, who's back out there. And she's stopped about 3 metres out from the Broncos line. It's a hot potato. Davis, Elliott charges onto the ball, and they number up and stop her about a half a metre out. As she's playing it back now, it's a last tackle again, Roosters, and it's Kelleher, and it's Aiken, and it's right side. She puts a kick in, the chase is on. Koenig's chasing, Maddox gets there first. Goal line dropout.
Great kick from Taryn Aiken. Again, so much pressure, the defensive line's up, but she just looks like time slows down and she knows what she needs to do to execute that kick. Just slows up, and it's something that we've seen throughout these games. The ability to slow up in moments like that is actually better than going 100 miles an hour. Sometimes when they've got the overlap, oh, they got that. Well done.
Short dropout, and they end up with the football, the Roosters. And that's a big hit. That is a big hit on Jess Surgis.
Straight up.
She's
was lost as well.
Yeah, well, let's have a look at that. Brianna Clark.
That
That was a classic hit.
It was a huge collision.
Wasn't it? What? Brianna Clark on Jess Surgis.
See, that's close to a shoulder charge for me.
Could be up there.
I think that's a shoulder charge.
Yeah, we're going to have a look at this close
Roosters.
to. I'm going to say I think you might be right, Roo. I think that was a shoulder charge. Looked spectacular.
Well, there was plenty of contact in it, but I didn't see any wrapping of the arm, which is usually indicative of a shoulder charge.
Can I have that word as well?
You
Indicative?
can, yeah.
Beautiful, right. That's.
But 0 from 2 is not mine. That's
Look at the
yours. You
action
can
from
keep
Brianna
0 from 2.
Clark.
I can keep 0 from
do
2.
that.
Okay.
She turns side on and makes no intent to wrap. This is a shoulder charge. Challenge is successful. It'll be a penalty to the Roosters.
Well, the main thing is here is Jess Surgis recovered okay, because that was a real walloping.
She was straight up. That was a statement in itself, Jess Surgis getting up straight away.
So 20 metres out, the Roosters look to have this one in the bag with 6 minutes to go, or just less. Millie Elliott again takes it forward. Brianna Clark brings it down. And they are right in front of the posts here, the Roosters. Davis, to the left we go to Kelleher. And left again to Poulet, who puts it down. And the Broncos have the ball back.
Yeah, it was the wrong pass. Kelleher actually received a pretty woeful pass from dummy half. And in those instances, if you don't get a good pass and you don't have great control over the footy, you just got to go into contact then. But she re-delivered a bad pass, and the Broncos get the footy.
And Brigginshaw getting ready to feed this one for the Broncos, and Ferguson. Poulet there at first defender to bring down Lauren Dam. Now they go to the ever-reliable Chelsea Lenarduzzi, who just manages to hang on to that ball. Ferguson again, out of dummy half, Bonravini. Almost to the halfway line for the Brisbane Broncos. They've left it all just a little too late. As Adams got the pass away to Rapana. Looked forward, sure did look forward. Just inside Roosters' end. Ferguson goes to the left, throws the dummy, and then gets taken by the Roosters' defence. On the last play, Hafanga at dummy half. Adams now will kick. The kick is not deep, but it's high. Oh, it comes off Mia Wood, who sort of soccer kicks it forward and gives the Broncos another set of 6.
Well, it was lucky that none of the Roosters players touched it, because it would have been a penalty. So that's why everyone was standing off it. And it gives the Broncos great field position.
Chelsea Lenarduzzi is about 15 metres out. Playing it to Ferguson, and She again has a little run out of dummy half, only this time she kind of slipped. Then Brigginshaw offloads to Clark. Clark out of one. Nazio's got her right in front of the post as Ferguson again goes left for Lenarduzzi. Lenarduzzi, the bigger body, goes for the line, gets over as she held up Chelsea Lenarduzzi. Yeah. Well, the referee's wasted no time there to say Chelsea Lenarduzzi has been held up over the line. We go back to the 10. As on the last play, here's Brigginshaw. Kicks, Teitzel will chase this one through. Teitzel's, well, she's got her hands to it and then dropped it, so a try has been bombed.
Well, she found the space there, Ali Brigginshaw, and unfortunately it wasn't able to be controlled on this right edge. That was a genuine opportunity for the Broncos, one of the very few they've had in this second half. But the Roosters, they just keep turning up.
So inside the final 3, Mia Wood gets into dummy half, and now the Roosters bring it back to their own 20. It's going to be a really good victory for them here today. As Aiken got the pass out to Koenig. We go inside the final 2.5 minutes of the game here at Allianz Stadium in Sydney. Looking a little overcast now. Big afternoon of rugby league still to come, with the Raiders and the Doggies coming up next from good old Belmore. Conomos over the halfway line for the Roosters. Now back inside for Kelleher, and of course the Doggies possibly top 4 in the NRL. Who would have thought that at the start of the year? Aiken to the left with a little kick. Strange chases it through. Maddock gets there first. And taken by Mia Wood. Game 300 though for Josh Papali'i in that NRL game too. That's going to be big. Got that game for you live. As it comes across to Romy Teitzel. Got the pass away to Lauren Dam. And that is tackle 3 now for the Broncos. Ferguson got it away to Robinson, who's come in the middle looking for the ball, and just nobody in support of her this time. She takes that tackle just inside Broncos' end. Ferguson will have a little run on her own, and the fence will bring her down there. 10 metres inside Roosters area. Brigginshaw kicks back in field. This will sit up for Sammy Bremner on her return from retirement. Takes the ball, and the Roosters get a penalty. And that will be just about all they wrote for this one inside the final minute of the game. And you can see the Roosters have been comprehensive. They lead the game by 28 points to 12. With this being the last couple of plays here, Aiken takes the tap. They don't bother with the sideline. And just their own side of the halfway line. With the ball being played by Fassad to Aiken, and then to Surgis. Clark bringing it down. And at the play the ball, Davis, who's been so good today, as has Isabel Kelly. Another good run from Kelly, the captain of this outfit. Inside the Broncos, and it's tackle 3. They won't see the ball again, this Brisbane Broncos side, as Narcio, straight and hard, gets a pass away. And we're going to play it now through the dummy half Davis. Across then to Aitken. Surgis knocks on, and that will be the ball game as the full-time siren sounds in the background. Just a really comprehensive victory from the Roosters. They kind of just took the control of the game just before halftime. 2 tries just before the break, and then an intercept try just after the break to Jess Surgis. And well, those 3 tries really did put the nail in the coffin of the Brisbane Broncos today, who lost in round 1, and they've come to Sydney, a hard road trip at Allianz Stadium, and they just weren't up to it today. So, as I mentioned earlier, Scotty Prince has got a bit of work to do with this Broncos side, because they are 0-2 going into week 3. On the other hand, congratulations to the Sydney Roosters. They've had a good win today, led by a wonderful performance from Jess Surgis. Isabel Kelly was great, and Millie Elliott, who played the entire first half. Her run meters are sensational, up around the 200 today for Millie Elliott. So they've got some stars in this Roosters side, not to mention Aiken, the halfback, and the comeback of Semi Bremner.